Well, if no one is aware, Pete Buttigieg came out and said that, I'm doing my job, everyone. I'm doing my job. Don't worry. And I think anytime you have to kind of come out, or your organization has to come out and says, don't worry, they're doing their job, you should be raising an eyebrow.
It's the Secretary of Transportation,
yes,
right?
Yeah. He's the Secretary of Transportation. And as we all know, there's a bunch of shortages going on throughout the country. There's empty shelves, just supply chain issues over and over again. Well, today it kind of broke and came out that Buttigieg had been out of office since mid-August. And it's just hilarious because obviously he adopted 2 children with his husband, and he claims to have only been offline except for in the case of major policy decisions. And it's like, okay, well, at least if you were fully gone with like paternal care, you could have been like, I was fully gone and I probably shouldn't have done that. But the fact that he's also saying, no, I was involved the whole time, it's like, great. We also have one of the worst shortages in history. So I guess you're kind of at a double-edged sword. And the White House has come forward, of course, saying that Buttigieg has been a good role model for parents across the nation and taking time off, and also claimed it highlighted the importance of paid leave. So I guess just off the cuff, before I go into my own analysis, do you guys think it's appropriate for Buttigieg to have been gone this long?
I personally, I don't see an issue with the paternity leave part of it. I do see an issue with the fact that, kind of like you said, how did no one for months get a hold, like find out that he was just gone? That's problem one. Problem two is, if he was gone on paternity leave, that should have been announced, and they should have also said who was going to be filling his responsibilities during that, because this would be a much different story if it was like, oh, this is the person that's going to be in charge while he's gone, and we can redirect the questions to them pretty much. Mm-hmm. That's kind of not what's happening right now. And like you said, he's still kind of floating around for major policy things. Like you said, if he just kind of like fell off the face of the earth for a few months and wasn't still like taking calls and that sort of thing, once again, this would be a different story. So I don't think the issue here is that he's taking paternity leave. I think the issue here is the fact that there was no clear backup plan for making those major decisions.
Well, and if paternity leave's fine, if you're going to take paternity leave off since mid-August till now, I would think it's a bad idea for you to be in such an important position in the government. But yeah, that's, I have no problem with paternity leave, just like you, but
it's kind of a case by case
for like 2 months.
Basis.
This just kind of seems a bit excessive.
Like, I mean, are we okay with like every like official in Biden's administration? Oh yeah, you get 2 months paternity leave whenever you want.
Yeah,
like,
if something critical happens, we'll give you a nice little call. Yeah, just don't worry about it. And so the White House came out and released a statement about this and said, Pete's been a key member of the team since day one and has been critical as we shepherd the president's agenda across the finish line, an official told Political. Okay, what agenda? What agenda? Because right now we're not getting goods shipped at all. There's like huge shortages. There's nothing good. So what? Oh, Pete's fine. It's actually just another Biden disaster. Like, have we achieved so many Biden disasters that it's okay just to add another one to the pile?
Well, the thing is, when we talk about the Biden agenda, let's be real. They mean electric cars and that stupid railroad plan that they're constantly talking about with Amtrak. And that's what they mean about the Biden agenda. When they talk about the global supply chain, they're going to be like, oh, well, this is a global issue. They're going to do exactly what they've been saying with the gas price issue with inflation and OPEC and all of that. And so when they say that, that's just PR nonsense for he's basically a figurehead like a lot of these cabinet secretaries are. But you have some key decisions that they do have to make, and certain things they do have to get run by and make decisions on. And I do think it's very concerning that he has been out of the light for so long, but we didn't know about it. I feel like if there was some sort of public notification about this in August, not in October, this would be so much different, and we'd be able to hold whoever that is accountable. Mm-hmm. But I still think that even if he was there, would this even be different?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's Biden, Democrats in general, but Biden specifically doesn't know how to handle the economy. They just have no idea. They don't know I don't even think they've read an economic textbook between, the entire administration. But it's another big part of the story that I think is really important to note is that these issues keep happening because of the policies they're putting forward. And then they're just going like, oh, well, because of the pandemic, I mean, there's not really anything we could do.
Yeah.
I mean, this was going to happen anyway. Psaki just came out a few days ago, and maybe even today. I don't quite remember when she said it, but she said, yeah, this was always going to happen because of the pandemic. But, weeks ago or months ago when they were saying, oh, supply chain issues are bad now, but we'll solve them later, they weren't saying that it was going to be a problem because of the pandemic. So they always have that excuse to go back to. And thankfully, the American people aren't really falling for it. So that's something good to take out of this.
Yeah.